Hello and welcome to TV Sapientia News. My name is Oluchi Ojobamidele. Imo State government has apprehended a criminal syndicate specialized in selling and distributing unauthorized tickets of various states at the Imo borders. The operation was carried out through the Office of the Special Advisor to the Governor on Monitoring and Compliance through a coordinated operation targeting illegal revenue collection networks operating within and around the borders of the state. The SA Nzechina Sawaneri said that the syndicates were caught in possession of multiple fake documents, permits and certificates purportedly issued by different state governments and agencies. Waneri noted that the suspects have since been arrested and currently undergoing investigation by the Nigerian Police Imo Command for possible prosecution. He, however, reiterated government's resolve to rid the state of revenue diversion and illegal issuing of tickets by groups who exploit transporters, traders, and motorists under false pretenses, warning those engaging in similar acts to desist immediately. Amnesty International has urged the federal and state governments to abolish death penalty. The program's manager of Amnesty International, Barbara Magaji, made the call during a stakeholders dialogue organized by Amnesty International in collaboration with the French Embassy in Nigeria to commemorate the World Day Against Death Penalty. Magaji stressed the need to remove all provisions in national and state laws that violate international human rights law, especially provision that allow the death penalty. She also called on the government to ensure that the criminal justice system is sufficiently resourced and capable of investigating crimes effectively. According to her, the federal government should, through the National Assembly, consider the abolition of the death penalty for all crimes in the ongoing Nigerian constitutional amendment process. The program's manager explained that Amnesty International considers that the death penalty violates the right to life as enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. The Director General of the Progressive Governors Forum PGF, Olorunsho Aluko, hints that 6 more state governors are expected to join the All Progressives Congress APC by 2027. Aluko made this statement during the PGF quarterly strategy meeting of information commissioners from APC-led states in Maiduguri, Borno State on Thursday. He emphasized that APC is well positioned to achieve its goal and strengthen its strategic posture, expressing confidence that the forum will expand from 24 to at least 30 states by 2027. The director highlighted the importance of aligning state actions with federal vision, speaking with one voice and acting with integrity, and serving with renewed hope in the journey of nation building. The federal government, in partnership with the European Union, on Thursday inaugurated a national program steering committee to oversee the 40 million euros education and youth empowerment in Northwest Nigerian program. The program, which is being implemented in Jigawa, Kano, and Sokoto states, aims to tackle out-of-school children, facilitate teacher development, and promote youth skills acquisition in the Northwest region. The committee, chaired by the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, and co-chaired by the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, will meet annually to provide strategic guidance with a secretariat handled by European Union Technical Assistance Team. Speaking in Abuja during the official inauguration of the committee, the Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Education, Abel Eniton, praised the European Union's unwavering partnership and investment in Nigeria's education sector, which has continued to improve access, equity, quality, and system resilience. In her remarks, Team Leader Human Development European Union Delegation to Nigeria and COAS, Leila Ben Amo Matthew, highlighted the program's significance as a delegation first stand-alone education initiative. Matthew maintained that the European Union is committed to remaining a very strong partner to Nigeria, as shown in its commitment for the period of 2021 to 2027. The federal government has announced a new policy to institutionalize the teaching and learning of sign language in all basic education across schools across Nigeria as part of efforts to promote inclusive education and ensure that no child is left behind. The Executive Secretary of the Universal Basic Education Commission (UBEC), Aisha Garba, disclosed this yesterday during the commemoration of the 2025 International Day of the Girl Child in Abuja with the theme, Lead a Change, Learn Sign Language Today. Garba said the initiative underscores the government's commitment to inclusion, particularly in the education and empowerment of girls, noting that the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu recognizes education as a great equalizer with inclusion as its backbone. She explained that the new policy would make sign language instruction a compulsory part of the basic education curriculum nationwide, thereby creating communication-friendly learning environment for children with hearing impairments. The All Progressives Congress, People's Democratic Party, and the New Nigerian People's Party have thrown their weight behind the proposal by the newly confirmed Independent National Electoral Commission Chairman, Professor Joash Amupitan, to review the roles of university lecturers in election management. They describe it as a timely step towards strengthening the integrity of Nigeria's electoral process and urge the new electoral umpire to conduct a comprehensive review aimed at strengthening the electoral system. Recall that after a comprehensive screening yesterday, which lasted for 3 hours, the Senate confirmed Amupitan as the INEC chairman. During the session, some senators alleged that several professors who previously served as returning officers failed the integrity checks and questioned whether Amupitan would discontinue their use in future elections. But in his response, Amupitan said he could not make an immediate decision on the matter, but promised to review it once he assumes office. Reacting to these, the APC Director of Publicity, Bala Ibrahim, urged all stakeholders to extend their full support to the new INEC chairman in conducting the review. In Imo State, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has urged residents of Imo to not to condone or shield criminal elements in their communities. Oluyede gave the charge during a key stakeholders engagement forum with the theme taking the Nigerian Army to the communities, held in Owerri yesterday. The Army Chief, represented by Major General Odinga, called for joint efforts between citizens and security agencies to ensure peace and security in Imo and across the country. Ajunwa cautioned that tolerating criminality would only worsen insecurity and bring suffering upon communities. He, however, assured that the Nigerian Army will continue to engage and listen to the people in its efforts to secure the nation, noting that most security threats confronting the country are internal rather than external. On his part, the chairman of the Imo State Council of Traditional Rulers and Community Policing, Eze Emmanuel Okeke, described the forum as timely and reaffirmed the commitment of traditional institutions to continue collaboration with security agencies in combating crime. The TV Sapientia News will make a return after this break. Please stay with us on TV Sapientia News. Still on the news, the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency says its latest monitoring shows high water levels along parts of the River Niger and River Benue, with possibility of flooding in Kogi, Anambra, and Delta State. The agency also predicted potential flooding in Benue, Adamawa, Niger, and Bayelsa State, adding that a recent assessment of water quality during flood evaluation exercises revealed contamination in some shallow wells caused by floodwater intrusion. The Director General and Chief Executive Officer of the agency, Omar Mohammed, disclosed this at a press briefing in Abuja yesterday. Mohammed advised residents in flood-prone areas to remain vigilant and follow official advisories. The latest warning from the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency underscores ongoing concerns about the country's flood preparedness and resilience amid climate change. The alert serves as both a precaution and a call for coordinated action among federal, state, and local authorities to mitigate the anticipated impacts. No fewer than 4 people died in Nairobi, the Kenya's capital, after security forces fired shots and used tear gas to disperse huge crowds that gathered at a stadium where the body of opposition leader Raila Odinga was lying in state. According to Reuters, Odinga, a strong figure in Kenyan politics who had once been a political prisoner and who ran unsuccessfully for president 5 times, died on Wednesday at age 80 in India, where he had been receiving medical treatment. Chaos broke out yesterday when a massive crowd breached the main gate of the stadium, prompting soldiers to fire shots in the air. A police source told Reuters that 2 people were shot dead at the stadium. Local broadcasters KTN News and Citizen TV later said the death toll had risen to 4, with scores injured. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has said he would advocate for the use of Russian assets frozen in the West to provide a 140 billion euro loan to Ukraine to finance its war effort at the upcoming European Union summit. Friedrich Merz first advocated for an interest-free European Union loan backed by the frozen assets in late September. Merz said in a speech to the Bundestag lower house of parliament that they are not doing this in order to prolong the war, but to end it. He added that the Russian President Vladimir Putin must realize that their support for Ukraine will not wane, but will grow, and that he cannot count on outlasting them. Now to sports, where coach of the national team of Gabon, Thierry Moyoma, has said that his side is ready to tackle Nigeria in the FIFA World Qualifying Playoffs. Nigeria and Gabon will lock horns in one of the playoffs in Morocco, and the winner will face either DR Congo or Cameroon, who clash in the other playoffs. Nigeria, however, made it to the playoffs by beating Benin Republic 4-0 at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo, on Tuesday. Pending confirmation, the Panthers are projected to face the Super Eagles in the semi-finals of the African playoffs. Gabon finished with 25 points in the qualifying campaign, recording 8 wins, 1 draw, and 1 defeat to amass 25 points. The African playoffs for the 4 best second-place teams were held from November 13 to 16, 2025 in Morocco. Still on sports, Argentina captain Lionel Messi has sent a congratulatory message to the country's under-20 team after they qualify for the final of the ongoing FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile. Argentina will face Morocco in the final this Sunday, October 19, after beating Colombia 1-0 in the semi-final this week. A second-half goal from Meto Silvetti ensured Argentina defeated Colombia and will face Morocco in the final after the North Africans defeated France in the other semi-finals clash. Reacting, Messi in a post on his Instagram story also hailed Inter Miami's Meto Silvetti for scoring the goal of the encounter. Argentina is currently the most successful nation in the history of the FIFA Under-20 World Cup because they have won the title 6 times in the past and will look to win a record-extending 7th Under-20 title when they tackle Morocco. To end the news, here are the major news headlines. The federal government has announced a new policy to institutionalize the teaching and learning of sign language in all basic education schools across Nigeria. And no fewer than 4 people died in Nairobi, the Kenya capital, after security forces fired shots and used tear gas to disperse huge crowds that gathered at a stadium where the body of opposition leader Raila was lying in state. Coach of the national team of Gabon, Thierry Moyoma, has said that his side is ready to tackle Nigeria and the FIFA World Qualifying Playoff. And that was the TV Sapientia News. On behalf of the technical and the editorial crew, my name is Oluchi Ojobamidele. Thank you for being here with us on TV Sapientia.